How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Let me make sure my audio is working. Um, but anyways, hopefully you guys are doing great out there. Finally got this broadcast issue, looks like cleared up today at least. Hopefully, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But it's been a minute. Hold on, let me check my stuff. Yes, so the audio is clear. The video is back. It's been like 2 months since I've been able to get my live streams back in order. So I'm very thankful for that today. And shout out, this is Memorial Day weekend. I am am a child of veterans, family of veterans. So shout out to the veterans alive and the ones who have died for the United States of America. Forget this political nonsense. I don't do politics. I do business and economics. To me, that's the true American way in a capitalistic society. But shout out to all the families and the friends, and shout out to all the soldiers and all the service members, period, regardless of what branch that they've served in. Nothing but love and respect. And I will give a moment of silence for the military, and I will remove myself from the stream. All right. So nothing but love and respect on that. I wanted to definitely give my respect, and hopefully everybody is out and about for the most part around the United States of America. The weather is good. People are out and enjoying themselves, and that's what life is about. If nothing teaches you anything else about people who we've lost, especially service members, you have to enjoy life. You have to enjoy. I don't care what your financial situation is, unless you're homeless, try your best to just enjoy yourself, and this is the eighth edition of today's forecast. We're all going to die, and it's just my sarcastic way of making fun of the media because they just do a great job of blowing everything out of proportion. Whether you watch Fox News or CNN, MSNBC, local news channel, whatever, they do a beautiful job of blowing everything out of proportion and make it seem like it's the end of the world. Um, I'm from the DMV area, so we have a lot of transplants that live in the DMV area, whether they're transplants from other countries or transplants from other parts of the world, and a lot of them buy into the whenever a new face appears in the White House or State House or mayor's house or a congressperson, the media, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, they do a wonderful job of scaring the crap out of everybody. It makes me laugh. And back in my 20s, I used to fall for that nonsense, but now I don't. So, for memory serving, with Bill Clinton, it was the end of the world. With George Bush Jr., it was the end of the world. With Obama, it was the end of the world. With Trump, it was the end of the world. And with Biden, it was the end of the world. And I'm still here, so clearly it's not the end of the world. So that's my today's forecast. We're all gonna die. It's not the end of the world. If Ron DeSantis becomes the president, it's not the end of the world. Um, Whether I agree with somebody's politics or not, money moves are going to be made in the society regardless of the situation. Great example: when I gassed up my vehicle today, a person, the family that owns the gas station that I'm the customer of, they're actually from Ethiopia. So I was having a conversation with them because I was like, "Oh, you guys must be the new owners," because I usually barely if ever go inside a gas station, but I had to use the restroom. So I was like, "Let me buy some water." It's a warm day outside, so and I said, "Can I use the bathroom?" It's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I got my water, went to the bathroom, came back, and they was like, and I was like, "Hey, have a good day." I was like, "You guys new? Because I've never seen you before. Did you guys just buy this place?" It's like, "Yeah." And so I'm like, "Okay," I was intrigued. I really want to know about how'd you do it, because this is the kind of education that you will not get into the classroom, and mostly any classroom nowadays, unless you're paying for it online, because certain school systems are getting the hint that you have to be able to think outside of the let's just train them to be robust workers box, and then a lot of school systems still have the 1985 mindset. It is what it is. But long story short, um, they stated that they've been, as a family, they've immigrated here from Ethiopia for the last 15 to 20 years, and the family in a sense has been operating as a corporation. I always talk about how a lot of people from immigrant communities do this because they have no choice in certain parts of the world, not all, certain parts of the world, and even certain parts of that country, not all parts of the country, because nothing's just it's that saying that I got from Zoe Williams: some but no, some but not all. But in their situation, they said, "Hey, we came to America, we had three families living in one house, We bought real estate using each other's money, using each other's different names and social security numbers. And this is all perfectly legal, using each other's different credit scores and whatnot. And we was able to, and then by putting buying a significant amount of real estate, we was able to take equity lines of credit out, and we were able to buy. Their first business was owning a parking lot, and then after they made their money from that, they took an equity line of credit out of a business loan from that, and then they bought this gas station. And the goal is to be able to buy another gas station within the next 3 to 5 years by utilizing families' personal credit, business credit, different money. I love when I hear friends and family operate like corporations. That's the one thing I love to give to a lot of people, especially the immigrant brethren from all over the world, regardless of where one comes from, what language they speak, or who they pray to, or whatever have you. 5 to 10 incomes are better than 1 to 2, you know. And I always laugh when people want to, the majority of people that complain about their financial situation is usually the people that still have their leave it to beaver mindset. I'm going to do it all by myself. I don't need anybody else. And for most working people, that's just not true anymore in the United States. And it hasn't been like that, my personal opinion, for the last 15 to 20 years, regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, mayor's house. But that's just me. I leave it at that. So long story short, by them pulling their family resources together from an economic standpoint, and their family being economically on code and operating like a freaking corporation, they were essentially able to make a money move in a city and a state that I grew up in, and they immigrated to. The power of family corporations is a beautiful thing, but a lot of people look at me like I'm a crackhead or whatnot. Now, so here we go. Today's forecast, we're all going to die. Unfortunately, I believe Ron DeSantis, who was named in a lawsuit with Disney, and I'm not picking on him. I just find this to be funny. He would like to get removed from the lawsuit. Yeah, because if this was a Democrat, I would still be making fun of him. I don't believe in either party, so that's why I can laugh about this. Disney versus DeSantis, a lawsuit brought against Florida state governor by the Parks and the Experiences and Products Division of the Walt Disney Company in 2023 in the United States District Court. And he's been asked to, and the thing is, 9 times out of 10, he's going to lose this, because when government goes after corporations in the United States of America, a lot of times the corporation always wins. So especially in this particular situation, whether you agree with Disney or Ron DeSantis, it's irrelevant. I find the story to just to be funny at this point, because the point I was really making about the wonderful Ethiopian family that I met, who now owns the Exxon that I've been going to for about 10 years now. They are here legally, and they weren't just able to just jump a fence or whatnot to get to the United States. They had to come here legally. But they are some of the families are here on working visas. Some of the families here are legal residents. And the moral of the story is they can't vote in a presidential election. They can't vote in any election, but they own businesses in real estate. So they don't have to cast votes. They write checks, meaning that, because there's an election season going on in my area, and so I asked them, me being nosy, I said, "So has any politician come to you guys?" And it was like, "Yes." I said, "Did they ask for your vote?" Well, we told them we can't legally vote because we're not actually citizens. We're here as legal residents and whatnot. I said, so then I said, "Well, did they ask you for a donation?" They said yes, and they said if we gave them a hefty donation, that they would actually create some sort of legislation that would be a lot more friendlier to businesses like us and people like us. I said, "You don't say," and it's perfectly legal. Who you do business with, who you spend money with, and who you bank with holds way more power than who you vote for. Now, am I saying politics is irrelevant? No, it has its place. But what I'm saying is, when your money's right in a capitalistic society, it doesn't matter who's sitting in these seats. That means everything else is going to be right. It is what it is. Another thing, today's forecast, we're all going to die. So we're living in a time of high inflation. Never going to argue that. We're living in a time where I heard a gentleman from Corey said from By the Hood, at one time it used to be every week it cost him for his 4 kids he only had to spend up to almost $200, so $160 a week and whatnot. He said now it costs about $350 a week for him to get groceries for his kids. Now, Luckily, his financial situation he's taken care of. He's gotten a multitude of businesses, but he made this statement saying, "Hey, I can't imagine how it is for your everyday working person making 40 to 50 grand, unless they're getting food stamps or something to that effect. How they're able to afford to be able to buy a significant amount of food, especially decent food for their children in today's day and age, and especially within the last 2 to 3 years." Excuse me, because even for myself, I spend about up to sometimes $200 a week on food just for myself. So you add that up 4 weeks in a month, it's a significant amount of money because I don't have kids. I have 2 dogs, so that's the closest thing to children that I have. But long story short, I'm okay because, one, I don't have a family. Two, I don't have student loan debt. And three, I try to have multiple sources of income. Am I trying to brag about this? No. What I'm saying is, the main reason why I started this channel, Larry's Anything Goes, is because I wanted to talk about. I got tired of the political nonsense. I wanted to talk about the economics. As Rick Ross would say, let's get to the money. We don't have time for anything else. Let's get to the money. And regardless of who's in sitting in political seats, regardless of the state of the economy, if you are a true hustler and if you are a true go-getter, you're going to go after things that are going to make your bank account go ka-ching, and not to stay on social media and flex and try to make people lead people on to thinking that you're living this high overpriced lifestyle dream. Okay, that's another thing that I have to take into consideration. And then of course, me living below my means and thinking outside the box to try to make money, and not only just make money, but to build different relationships with different people, so that we can exchange ideas, so that I can become smarter and better, and so that they can become smarter and better. And because your circle matters. The circle doesn't always have to be about who's giving you money, because the best money move one can make is somebody that can bring you joy, happiness, and also bring you great information, great ideas, all that great stuff. Great example: a high school friend of mine, childhood friend of mine. I remember Chris Edwards, gave me an idea. He informed me about whole life insurance policies. I took out a whole life insurance policy on myself, and I've been contributing to that for the last year. And it's like I'm building equity within that account, like you build equity within buying a home and owning it for a couple of years, and then you can take an equity line of credit out of there and make improvements to your house. Or a lot of people, they'll do that, plus they'll start a business, or they'll pay for somebody's college, whatever the case may be. Same thing applies to a whole life insurance policy. I would have never known that information as soon as I did if I didn't have that specific, I like to call it the money move conversation with Christopher Edwards. So that's why I love to have people around me who don't specifically think like me, but are intelligent in their own way. I think everybody's smart in their own way. It's just it just depends on how you put it out there in this world. That's how I look at it. But everybody has their own choices to make. Everybody can do what they want to do at the end of the day. And it is what it is. But that's why I only mess with a handful of people as far as friendship nowadays, because a lot of people just like to trick off and talk about entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sports entertainment, nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to me having long in-depth conversations with other men, I would like to talk about economics, investments, things that are going to take my life to the next level. I'm in my 40s now, so I had enough time to trick off and have fun in my 20s. It's a different ball game. It's a different era of the world that I'm in right now. And I leave it at that. It's very, very simple. Don't need to be more complicated than that, but that's the world that we live in. You know what I mean? But anyways, another story. Now this one kind of had me laughing, but today's forecast, we're all gonna die. $2 billion Powerball winner Edwin Castro served papers at a $25 million California mansion in suit claiming ticket was stolen. All right. Crazy. All right. Crazy. Now, lawsuits claiming that the ticket was stolen. According to the report, a pair of process services arrived. This is back in April 25th, so it wasn't that long ago, about a month ago, where amenities included 7 bedrooms, his new house, an infinity pool, and a spa. And he was greeted by a man in his 50s who initially tried to dodge the suit. The U.S. Sun reported citing court filings. The subject said that we are serving the wrong Edwin Castro. The paper said, I advised the subject to contact the attorney if any questions or concerns. Proof of service was eventually filed on May 17th, saying that a man at the pricey digs eventually took the papers, thus officially giving notice. The suit against Castro, which was first filed earlier in the year, claims he is not the rightful winner, as the ticket was bought by the plaintiff, Jose Rivera, and soon stolen from him. Rivera claims that he was the one who bought the valuable stud at a gas station in Altadena, California, the day before November 8th, drawing which was worth the record-setting of $2 $1 billion Powerball jackpot. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Now, me, if I get $2 billion, even after taxes, I'm wondering if, if I was in a situation, I would try to settle. I'm just gonna keep it real. If I was in that situation, I would try to settle and figure it out. But everybody's different, and I'll leave it at that. Everybody's different, and I'll leave it at that. But so it's election season, and so I'm gonna put this out there. Today's forecast: we're all gonna die. If Joe Biden stays in office, who cares? Make your money moves. Ensure that your friends and family operate like a corporation and not just the 1975 nonsense. If Ron DeSantis makes it in office, if Trump gets back in office, I'm gonna keep doing me. I'm gonna keep pursuing forward. Whether you like any of those people I just mentioned, all I gotta say is if people who are illegal immigrants and legal immigrants can make money moves because they got that thing called community, then you can too. But it's just about the kind of tribe that you're trying to, this is we've really been in, especially since the pandemic. Find your tribe season, meaning get with people that have the same mindset. If you're about something, find your tribe season. And it's so easy to do it online. There's a reason why I'm going to EYL University, Earn Your Leisure University's Invest Fest this year. I didn't go last year. I attended it online. There's a reason why I'm going to it this year because my tribe is a part of the EYL University tribe. My tribe is a part of the By the Hood University tribe. My tribe is the Black Business School tribe. People of all shades and colors who are about talking about investing, becoming more intelligent from an economic standpoint, and people who are to learn how to make money moves in all various different ways, not just making money, but helping. I always say the biggest money move that one can make in this life is becoming healthier, all right, and becoming more intelligent and being around better people who are positive and display positive attitudes. Because the easiest thing to get caught up in this life is being around people who are just so freaking negative and whatnot. Because that's the thing that ticks me off the most. Because at the end of the day, when a negative person comes in my purview, I just have to go get an old school like this.
Oh, you want something to do, man? Oh, you want something to do, man? No. Get off your ass and get off your ass and get this pop. Why I don't know.
Straight up and down. And then when they continuously knock on my door, I just have to really go old school Debo and be like this.
Cool.
Real talk. You got to do your best to just I call it keep negative people repelling around you at all costs. So think about like you find a bunch of ants or roaches in your place and whatnot. Get that raid and spray them away, because all they're doing is doing a great job of bringing you down, bringing the quality of your life down, and it's hard for me. It's really hard to be much more productive when you're surrounded by negative people in a negative space. That's why I actually give a lot of people who were actually spent time in a Department of Corrections facility, and they become scholars, and they become like, never forget that one gentleman. I forgot who's from his name, but there's one brother who was from Oakland, California. This was I think it was like 10 or 11 years ago when I first discovered him, and he learned about the stock market and became a millionaire by investing in stocks. And this is before your WEBULL, your Stash, and all these great online platforms, Acorns. By the way, if you want to become a member, the links are in the description. It was before all these great online platforms. He usually, whatever little money he made in jail, he had to send that money to his family members and then over the phone, ask them to pick specific stocks out for him. And then he taught people how to trade in the stock market in prison. And he made he created classes and courses and things of that nature and became a millionaire. And by the time he got out of prison, he was a millionaire. So if somebody can, I've never been incarcerated, thank God. I never want to be incarcerated. But if somebody can find a way to be positive in an atmosphere like that, where they're surrounded by hardened criminals, corrections officers, barely no privacy whatsoever for years on end, and can find a way to be productive and try to become a better productive member of society, then I give you love and respect and nothing but kudos on that. Because that shows me focus. One of the biggest problems that we all have, myself included, is being focused and being disciplined and being ever vigilant and diligent in regards to what we want to do with our lives. That is the hardest part. Diet, exercise, the people. But the thing is, not that's one part of it from the physical aspect of it, but from the mental aspect of it, what are you feeding your brain on a regular basis? That's why I love reading. That's why I love listening to podcasts, because I need that good energy. I need that knowledge to come in within my brain. I need to feed my brain with that, and then I need my soul and my spirit and who I am to be fed by good, positive people all at the same time. So that's just another thing to take. I always have to take into consideration. All right, and that's real. Okay, that is real. So that's the number one thing I always got to say to people. All right, because it's always going to be with the media. Today's forecast, we're all going to die, because that's just how they rock and roll with everything. The news, the algorithm, it always goes off of negativity and ratchetry. So I always say, if I talk like I was just from the gutter and don't ever read books and don't listen to podcasts and don't engage in ignorant conversation, then I would have way more views and followers and subscribers, guaranteed. I always say that because I know, because I've seen it, especially on YouTube. I've seen the platforms that have people acting like they just straight out the gutter and don't know how to have a reasonable, intelligent conversation, and their booty shaking and all that great stuff. That's going to get the views and attention. And me personally, I think that it's kind of like with the social media aspect of it. It's so normal nowadays to see a naked or half naked woman. I don't understand why that's still such a big phenomenal thing, but everybody has their thing, and it is what it is. It is what it is. But so here's another thing about Elon Musk. Elon Musk's brain chip firm says it has received approval from the U.S. Food and Drugs Administration to conduct its first test on humans. It says it does not, and it's the Neuralink implant company wants to help restore vision and mobility to people by linking brains to computers. It says it does not have immediate plans to start recruiting participants. But Mr. Musk's previous ambitions to begin tests came to nothing. The FDA said it acknowledges the company's announcement, and earlier, they wanted to win after they got FDA approval, because at first it was rejected upon safety grounds, things of that nature. But I'm sure somebody lobbied something somewhere, and that is the American way, because he who pays is he who gets to play. That's just the way the game goes. But the chips, which have been tested in monkeys, are designed to interpret signals produced in the brain and relay information to devices via Bluetooth. Experts have cautioned that the Neuralink's brain implants will require extensive testing to overcome technical and ethical challenges if they are to become widely available. Now, hey, this is the AI world, man versus machine, man, woman, child versus machine. This is the world we're living in. And it is what it is. AI is here, and it's being fully implemented on a regular basis. Chat GPT. So that's why I said, if you're not talking about bettering yourself, from a health perspective, an economic perspective, economical, educational perspective, and a skill set perspective in this life, then you're really not talking about anything. Because, like I said, the kids coming out of the generation coming out of high school and college right now is really the first generation that's going to be competing with automation and robots. So if you're not getting decent skill sets, if your family's not talking about generational wealth, you're not talking about improving your health, then what the heck are we talking about? Okay, because if you're on that trip, then I always got to go like this, with the old school style, and be like,
and you ain't got no slip, you ain't got no keeping it, you ain't keeping it. What you doing up in here, boy? What you doing up in here, boy? Shit.
You ain't keeping it real, you ain't representing, and I just leave it at that. All right. So, but on that note, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys for checking out the broadcast. It has been great to finally broadcast and have my stuff together again. And ironically, I spent all this money and time on a new computer, and I've tried just for the heck of it. I'm on my old computer right now, and everything's working exactly how it's supposed to be. So it's all good in the neighborhood. I'm a happy man, and I'll leave it at that. But anyways, on that note, don't forget to do the great 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you have a great Memorial weekend. And by the way, if a friend or a family member of yours who served in the military, who's passed away, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Put the name and rank, and where they passed away at, or where they possibly died on the battlefield at. All that good stuff. a friend of mine, my father passed away, Larry Patterson Sr., when I was 3 years old, when he was still serving in the United States Army. Another high school friend of mine, Brian Medina, still have his picture from his funeral service, who was a Marine. He passed away. All right, Corporal Brian Medina. So rest in peace to them and anybody else who served the United States military and who's done a great job of helping preserve the United States of American freedom. Nothing but love and respect on that one. So, like I said, put people's names in the caption. We go from there. Now, on that note, if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out WEBULL, Stash, Acorns, Crypto.com, all those platforms. You'll be able to make some money moves and go from there. I'm all about investing. I don't give out financial advice. You got to do your own homework, but I'm all about putting out the links so people can put themselves in a position where they can invest some money and go from there. All right. Don't forget to check out my online store. Check out Larry's Anything Goes. Buy some merchandise, buy other products that we hold there, and go from there. But either way, like I always said, make money move, or you're gonna live broke like a fool. And remember, in this life, you only get what you put in. And a lot of times you get something that you don't deserve, and it's a beautiful thing. When that happens, let somebody else all at the same time. You got one life to live. Start living it. Be positive. Put the great information out there, even if it's not popular. When you're an adult, who cares about being popular? I know we do this social media stuff, and yes, it's nice to get comments. It's nice to get clicks. It's nice to get views of that, but I'm not in competition. I'm in because I like to talk about what I'm passionate about. All right, you don't like what I'm passionate about, that, and you know it's gonna. All right, I'll leave it at that. So take care, and as Booker T. Washington, Booker T. would say,
don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player, family. Hate the game. On that note, I'm out. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc., and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc., and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc., and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis, that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day.
Mike, now.